All right. Oh, you know, if I put my headphones on, I'll know what's going on.
Oh,
There you go.
There we go. Oh,
that's
Pilot.
like, you know,
wait a minute.
the headphones ain't
Pilot
going to
to
help.
co-pilot.
The headphones ain't going to help you know what's going on. So there
Pilot
you
to
go.
co-pilot.
Here we go.
Well, you get some subliminal messages that way.
We want to say hello to the king. Good morning, king.
Good morning, King.
King.
The king.
The Kings.
The King.
The grizzled now king.
Yeah, well, we just look just like her.
On how we will.
You know?
With the Queen.
That's
See, we got
right.
the
Yeah,
Queen.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Already given her the crown.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
God
how
help us.
how is the king? I know you and him are tight.
Well, I don't know.
I don't want to get involved in in
No,
that
I know,
because
I know. We're good.
that's good.
We're
Good.
good.
Like everyone, I'm the king of grizzle now. My name starts with a C, baby, not an E.
Ain't nothing but a hound dog.
So I'm gonna take these blue suede shoes,
He
and
just
kick them straight up your ass, and take you to rock and
He
roll
does have a
heaven.
pair of these cool glasses.
Uh huh. Uh huh. I'm gonna win this
Hey.
race.
Uh-huh.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Hey, hey, you're blocked.
Good job.
Oh, I love picking on him every so often.
Keeps it interesting.
It does. It does. You pull the mic
There you go.
closer to you a bit. There you go.
All right.
Better?
Thank you. All right. So we're all looking through rose-colored glasses today, and wearing our king hats.
King for a day.
King for a day. So you're. It looks like the Democrats have chosen Kamala.
Yes. Kamala.
Well, they haven't
Kamala or is it Kamala? What
It's
is
Kamala,
that?
yes.
they
Kamala.
haven't actually nominated her yet, right? They're
No.
endorsing her.
Yeah. Supposedly she has enough delegates.
She doesn't
She
have
goes-
a one delegate.
Okay.
She doesn't
All
get
those
Joe's?
delegates are Joe's. This is the interesting thing that I've been watching the news
Okay.
about.
I thought she
The
got
process, she didn't get Joe's. They
Okay.
didn't vote for her. They voted for Joe,
Joe's. Well, they voted for the team.
right?
Right. So that's what I'm wondering. Do they
It
vote
was
for
a
the
Biden
Democratic?
Harris, you know.
And then
that
the
would
only
be-
reason they're pushing for her is one, the money that went to the ticket.
Yep.
You know,
nobody else can use it.
two is because she's a woman. She's black. I guess she's Asian also, right? That helps with the
Only when she became
that helps with the
vice president, she
DEI
became
stuff,
Asian.
right? And three, who else do they got? You know. So the thing is I don't know. I don't know if anybody's watched her speak or talk or whatever, and every time she's, I can't say the word giggles because, I guess that's a sexist remark now from what I
You
heard
can't
from
really
the news
say
last night.
anything.
But I'm going to say she giggles every time she talks.
Word salad.
When I see people that
Word
can't keep
salad.
a straight face when they're talking to you, what are they doing?
They're lying.
They're lying.
They're hiding something.
They're hiding something, or they don't have a good answer.
Okay.
So that's my feeling about that.
Yeah.
All right.
But apparently she's got $230 million raised in the last 2 days, which most of that's probably people that already probably took their money back from Joe and put it in for her,
Yeah.
right? So, and Hollywood will be jumping on and everything else. So there you go.
So, no one's seen Joe Biden in like 6 days.
Nope. They heard him over the phone. She called into her first speech or something like that, and
I love you, kid. I know. I heard
and her campaign manager was listening or whatever, So it was like, was that him or was that AI?
True.
What is here's something I found that was really, really interesting. Now, I like my conspiracy theories just like anybody else,
Yeah.
right? Whether you believe them or you don't, it's it's a different story. But the fact that the letter that he wrote to put on social media
Wasn't on White House letterhead.
wasn't on letterhead, and did you look at the signature?
I don't know how he usually signs, but
Well, one signature has his name underlined, and one doesn't.
oh,
So there's a lot of
yeah.
news and information about that.
Who typed it up?
Don't know.
Here's the thing, right?
Supposedly he announced it at 1:45, and it was on his X page at 144, and then it was on his X at 1:45.
That's where it went was X, yeah. This doesn't make sense either. You think you would announce that to the country before you post it?
There
on
would be a
ads?
press conference,
You
and
would
you could
think.
do it from his place. And even if he's coughing or whatever, or you wait a couple days till you feel better, and then you
Yeah.
announce it.
I don't think
You
social
don't
media
send
is
a
the first
form
one.
letter out
No,
to
to
the
social
nation
media.
as a leader of the free world and say, I'm not going to run for re-election,
Right.
and I'm endorsing my vice president. That's just ridiculous. It is. But that's the way this whole administration has been running for the last 3.5 years.
That's just how the world has been running for a while now.
Here we are. We got China doing what they're doing, going to South America, trying to get Taiwan. We got North Korea sending missiles up. We got Russia and the Ukraine, and Israel and Hamas going at it, and everything's good.
Yeah.
Inflation's going up like a rocket.
Taco Bell's still open.
Just paid $2
Burger
for a
King.
donut
I know
a couple
that
of
is
years ago,
insane.
which was a couple years ago, $1.10.
Yeah.
So you're not telling me that. I know some people think the economy is doing well. Well, is it doing well, or are people maxing out their credit?
One of the
Stay
things
alive.
that was in the letter that the assumed Joe Biden
Yep.
that wrote that letter. I personally, like I said, I'm not into conspiracy. I mean, as a whole,
There's a lot
conspiracy
of discrepancies.
theories.
A lot.
Theories? No, I know. I don't. I'm not buying the letter.
No.
I'm really not. Now the word is out. Is he even alive?
Yeah. And that's from a
you-
Charlie Kirk.
Do you think you're going to get the truth now?
No.
No.
And I think the other thing is that he supposedly went ahead and endorsed Kamala. One person did not. One very powerful person
Well,
did not.
More than one, but yeah,
Well,
the one I'm thinking you're going to say, yeah,
Obama.
sure, yeah.
Obama. Because apparently the person that everybody's looking for is Michelle Obama.
I don't get
But
that.
she don't want it. You ain't gonna get it.
I don't get that.
No.
It's a lesser of three evils.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, well.
Interesting in a couple weeks at the national convention. But the problem is the party's looking at it. We have to be united. If we look like a mess in front of the nation at the convention, we're going to not look
they
as
are.
good as the Republicans looked during their convention.
Yep.
It's going to be a catastrophe.
And they are a mess.
That's it. I think whoa.
Here goes the crown.
We're good with the hats.
Not the king anymore.
No, not
right.
okay. So
We're
anyway.
stepping down.
The other thing that went on yesterday was the Secret Service director
yeah, she was
being secret about
quizzed.
everything.
Yeah, I don't have I don't have all of the results yet. I haven't seen the finished report yet. One
9 days it's been.
One guy in the panel said right out that you shouldn't be asked to resign. You should be fired.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently Biden doesn't fire people. Look at Mayorkas. He's still there, and he's done a lousy job.
What's that?
Mayorkas, the Department of Homeland Security director. How safe do you feel? How safe do you feel in your nation right now?
Well, where we are
I don't.
down by the border, I wouldn't be so safe.
And the reason why I say that is because now we have a lame duck president.
True.
So what are other
That
countries?
you haven't heard from.
Yeah. Which is all really started, because when Trump was the assassination on his life.
Yeah. And the
So
problem,
where did that start? I mean, there's going to be a lot more that's going to.
And you want to know something? If you look at the news outlets now, the left media is completely forgotten about, except for grilling the Secret Service director.
Yeah.
They're downplaying this whole assassination attempt thing. They're not even mentioning it. So it's a sad state of affairs. I'm so worried about this country. I mean, I got these two little girls on my Tumblr here.
God, I wonder who made that. That is amazing.
Yeah. And I'm wondering what kind of country they're going to be growing up with, growing up in the next
Of course.
so many years.
That's the one that didn't make it. That Tumblr.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
It's supposed to say our girls on it, but
Yeah.
that one it says our gipples.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's got their faces.
No, I know, but I just think it's funny because we messed up on the art.
Yeah.
You see, the R is hidden partially, so it says our gipples.
Yeah.
I hope your Gipples are doing well.
Oh, they're doing
wonderful.
great.
They're
Yeah.
beautiful little girls.
Yep.
So I don't know. I think it's a very, very strange situation, and I don't.
Well, the Secret Service director has no answers, and it's like they're
Nobody
not
does.
having any kind of announcements or press conferences or anything on a day to day or even every other day, or what's going on. What are they finding out? What are they finding out about this guy that took the shot at him? If it was him,
Yeah.
right.
Right.
He was firing off, a bunch of stuff, but he was distracted.
Right. So the guy that died in that whole thing, I'm sure they recovered the bullet from that guy. Was it a 5.56?
No.
Because
We don't
that's
know
what the
that.
guy was shooting, a 5.56.
We don't know.
We don't.
Tell me why that's an important question, because I don't know.
Because the gun that the gunman had was a 5.56.
Okay, so you're wondering if it was even the kid at all,
Well,
or was he a decoy?
Yeah.
God, is this JFK all over again?
That's why I mentioned the other week about the grassy knoll.
Yeah.
But, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist
No.
either, but there's so many holes here. Now,
And
they
no
first
answers.
said, well,
No answers.
Trump's
Nothing.
Secret Service contingent asked for more support. And the Secret Service first said, no, they didn't ask. And then a couple of days later, yes, they did ask. We have, documentation they asked.
Did they ask if any of Joe Biden's contingent was on that detail with President Trump? She said no.
They have more Secret Service supporting the Obamas right now than they do Trump. And they're both former presidents.
Why do you think that is?
Well, why do you think that is?
I asked you first.
Because,
supposedly they're going to be giving Trump more now.
They're doing whatever, listen, they ran him through the gamut, through all the courts in the land, tried to, all these trumped up charges that he keeps on, pun not intended, but all these charges that he keeps defeating, with the exception of the hush money. But even that is like, who in these powerful positions haven't thrown hush money out? Keep people quiet.
Yeah.
Except for Hillary. She just has them killed. But anyway.
True. It's called Clintonized.
Yeah. I mean, and now those people got put through the ringer.
Yep.
It's sad that our country has run into this, that we can't get the truth out of anybody out there.
Do you think it's what's going on?
Oh, yeah, it is. Keep us in the dark,
Mm-hmm.
And, most of us can see through it and see that they're lying. So that's my feelings about it. I'm just worried about where this country's going right now. It's a sad state of affairs. I mean, they're going to pump all this money into Harris's campaign and try to say that, the Republicans are against abortion. That's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
That has never been the case. Trump put it back to the states, and it's up to the states to deal with it as they see fit. He never said no abortions, blah, blah, blah. Right. Just stop the lies. They just keep riding on whatever they can. They keep saying the economy's great.
It's obvious that the economy is not. And I noticed that whenever Biden had spoken, it was the economy's better than it's ever been. And I'm like, where is he getting that?
Where?
So anybody that has really half a nugget in their head can understand that the economy is not great. And if for some reason they think that it is, what are they basing it on?
They're basing it on, well, Daryl chimed in the other day about stock market. And that's had its up and downs, right?
Always does.
And it definitely this time of year when you have the election coming up,
right?
And then whoever leads in the polls, the stock market reacts.
Things are going to go down, yep.
Right? So,
but I went to the grocery store last week. I walked out with one bag. In that bag was one pack of chicken that was on sale. It was only $6 and change for the chicken, and I bought 4 hot dogs at the deli and 2 pounds of cheese. Aside from that, it was vegetables and things of that nature, and that bag was $111. So, yeah, the economy is doing real well.
What do you guys think in the chat room? What do you guys think? Everybody's kind of quiet today. Good morning, Rachel. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, Lyndall.
Everybody's still stepping back from their Eversource bill that they got the other day.
Yeah,
the extra $50 he had to pay for the.
Hey, listen, it's maybe not on the federal level, but it's still being done by the Democrats in Hartford, making Eversource collect that money for people that don't pay their bills. It's being driven by the state.
So our friend DM Foley just said that they're basing it on the stock market, which is
Yeah.
what we were just talking about. And again, that's up and down, up and down, up and down.
I'm
So-
basing it on trying to put food on the table
Exactly.
and paying for your
Right.
utilities
Isn't that
and gas and whatever else. And the other thing is that
oil's down? Oil's down up a little bit.
Yeah, big deal. I don't use oil.
Well, and the biggest thing is that, you know, everybody keeps talking about choice. Our choices are being limited. You know, they talk about abortion rights choices, women's choices, stuff like that. How about the choice of what kind of vehicle you want to drive in the future? They want to drive everything electric. And we know we don't have the energy in this country to support that. What are they going to do? There's only one way they can do it. You know, and I'm a fan about nuclear power. But it's really expensive to build nuclear plants. But the government's going to have to step in because sooner or later we're going to have rolling brownouts and blackouts like you won't believe.
Well, there was an article a couple of weeks back about the new plants, and the government's actually easing up on permitting. They're not relaxing the permit requirements, but they're making the process move along quicker than it has been because they know they need new plants. So if that's true, and they do that, you might see new plants coming on board.
Well, it's expensive. Look what it's costing us for this infrastructure in 5 years. Difference in cost there.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
When you're talking nuclear
it's going to
plants,
cost
you're not
billions to
You're not
build
talking
a
digging
new
dirt and
plant.
putting pipe in the ground, right? It's a different world.
Yeah,
But there are changes being.
but you got to have the electricity. I mean, solar
It's not
and
it.
wind and hydro—they're all good to offset it, but it's not going to keep up with the base power needed to support the country's
If
needs.
that's the case, Hoover Dam would have the whole west side of the state powered up, right?
Yeah.
And you look at California. You know, that's where Harris came from.
Yeah.
Look at the crime rates in California. She was the attorney general. Then she was the DA in San Francisco. Look at San Francisco. It's a mess. It was a mess when she was in there. You know, what do you think the crime rate's doing now?
So I'm going to play devil's advocate. Do you blame that on one person?
The party.
If you're light on crime, yes. And you keep pointing your finger at the police officers, like she's was all over the border patrol.
Right. The reason why I say that is because right now you just sound angry.
Well,
and I'm not saying that you don't have a right to be.
I'm scared. Let's put it that way.
All right.
I am not angry. I'm scared about what's going to be coming if she gets in office because, you know, who wants to be a cop nowadays?
Nobody.
Really?
Nobody.
Nobody has your back. You know, that's a tough job to begin with, even if you have people that have your back.
You have to make a decision in a split second, and then you got to question it afterwards whether it was the right one or not. That's a scary spot to be in.
Yeah.
I was in Dean's Corner the other day, and I saw a police officer in another town and sitting there eating breakfast. Now I know this guy. I mean, I don't know him to the point where we're sitting down, you know, having drinks or, you know, barbecuing together or anything like that. But we know each other to, you know, shake each other's hand. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, how you doing?
You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
And I've never heard anything. This guy, and I said, you know what? I said, thanks for being one of the good ones. Man. I said, you're just a good cop. And he just smiled and he said, thanks, you know, and we talked for a second and that was it. You know, there was no pat myself on the back or anything like that. I mean, I'm not going to mention this person's name, but I did. I said, thanks for being one of the good guys, because first of all, when you don't hear anything negative about a police officer, they must be doing something right. They're just doing their job.
All you ever hear is the bad.
Exactly.
That's all you ever
like
hear.
John Martin. John Martin, our resident state trooper in Jewett City. You know, he's got this town figured out. He just does. He's got the perfect rapport and personality for this town. I remember I was in town hall, right? And I was in talking to Valerie inside the clerk's office for a minute. So what was happening? Well, those Long Island audit guys were there, and they're videotaping and they're doing their thing. And then there was a lady who was like, I don't want to be videotaped. I don't want to do this. And they, of course, they're saying, well, it's a public building. You can't say anything.
Right.
Well, anyway, they called the state police, and in comes John Martin. Trooper Martin just looked at the guy and said, "Hey, what's going on?" Yeah, we're just taping. Okay.
Yeah.
And and he left it alone. I mean, what was he? He's smart. What are you going to do? I mean, I'm sure it riles people up when that happens. That's what those guys are trying to do.
He could have entertained an argument with the woman that didn't want to be recorded, but she had the right to leave too, right?
Exactly. Right. I think she really wanted to be a part of it, to be honest with you, because she just
not
kept
in a good way, though. Yeah.
No. But I think she wanted her 5 minutes of fame, I guess, because you're just getting views, and he goes, "Well, you're helping that right now."
Right.
So, and she didn't go anywhere. But what I'm saying is, like, Trooper Martin, he's just another one of those good guys.
I know a retired state trooper very well who knows Trooper Martin, and he speaks very well of him. And this guy's been retired for probably 15 years. So for him to know him and speak that well of him, he must be a good guy. I don't live in the borough, so I don't deal with them guys, but he's got to be a good guy.
Terry Sumner.
Oh, I know Terry.
I think most cops
Brian
are good
his
guys.
son.
Yeah.
I agree. And I think
you got a few, just like any other job.
Oh yeah,
you're going to have some problems. Right?
I think it's the 10% that ruins it for the other 90.
Yep.
Always is.
You can go to McDonald's and find somebody that's a complete moron.
Yep.
And out of everybody else, and that one person that is maybe not so smart or doesn't pay attention to detail, they're the ones that are at the window.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that are, that they're customer facing, and they're the ones that are destroying the image because either they don't care.
They're going to get a soda thrown at them or something, right?
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. But then you have the other 90%, that are busting their ass inside of this restaurant. And of course, you see that one person, and what happens? Well, the whole place gets a bad rap.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
But the days of going to the manager and complained are way different today than they used to be. Back then you complained about somebody and you got action. Now you get nothing.
I used to manage Radio Shack stores back when Radio Shack was a thing, right? So I was with them for about 13, 14 years. And I wasn't the guy. I wasn't the one. I always felt that I was very fair, and the people that worked for me always said that they thought I was very fair. I mean, I always didn't give them the answer they wanted to hear. But do you remember the whole campaign years ago where it was, "You've got questions, we've got answers"?
Yeah.
So customers sometimes would try to use that to try to win an argument. Well, you got questions, we got answers. And I went, yeah, sometimes the answer is no. And I would at least, try to describe. But I had a guy one time throw a cordless phone at me because, and I didn't say anything to him. He said I sold him a piece of junk. And I said, "Sir, I just went in the back, grabbed one. Here you go." And that was it.
Yeah.
So anyway, he took his Radio Shack credit card and did one of these.
Oh, yeah.
Got me right here and nicked me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was wearing a tie. I reached over, boom, right on the glass counter. And I said, "What was that?"
So was that the end of your Radio Shack career?
Absolutely not.
Good.
Because there were people around.
Yep. Good.
And he's like, let me go. I mean, I had him pinned down. And, one thing, I may not be a juggernaut, but I was blessed with some good forearms.
Yep.
And he, let me go. Then I let him go. You're going to get fired. You're going to get this. You're going to get arrested. And didn't you? I didn't say a thing, man. Because they saw the way he reacted.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you threw a phone at me. You threw your card at me.
Yeah.
What else are you going to throw at me?
Exactly. So, yeah. So, anyway, it's an old personal story and everything. But I wasn't that guy, at all. So, like, I had another situation, same thing. Why am I talking about this? I don't even know. But anyway, long story short, came in with a $50 phone, $49.99. Came in, boom, boom, boom. I just replaced it for him. Guy said, "Why you replacing it?" I said, "Because it's got a 1-year warranty. Whatever.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah."
Simple.
He left. So the regional manager was in there. "Why did you do that?"
Do what?
And I said to him, "Well, the reason why I did it is because we get charged for repairs. So if we sent that phone out,
Yeah.
right, cost on that from the warehouse was like $18. We're going to get charged $35 from the repair center
For a $49 phone.
Right. I said, it's cheaper just to give him another phone."
Sure.
And the guy goes, "Holy shit." And they lit up this thing nationwide called it the $50 rule
Oh, yeah.
because it was just a customer service thing. Anything under $50, it doesn't matter. It's cheaper to replace it, especially in this throwaway society.
Well, they take them and repair them. And they should open like an outlet store. I mean, Bose does it with their stuff. You can go up to the shops up in Maine up there. I bought a Bose up there that was a refurb. It was like brand new out of the box. I've had it for probably 12, 13 years. That thing has been flawless.
Yeah.
And I got it for probably half the price.
Yeah.
So, nothing should go in the garbage pail if it's worth saving.
Laura says people are paying more for a car loan than a mortgage. Interest rates are crazy. That's where the real money is going.
Mm-hmm.
We've been seeing a steady flow of applications from people looking for part-time work to make ends meet. We can also tell when the economy is bad because the flow of application increases.
Sure.
How about credit? People maxing out. I've been reading articles that people are the credit in this country is just overboard. People are putting a lot of stuff on their credit cards.
Interest rates are insane.
And interest rates on
You
those
see
are
some of the credit card rates now. Somebody in town just posted a thing on one of the Facebook pages the other day that I forget what credit card company it was, but that their rates now are anywhere from 24 to 39%.
I know.
That was the new.
It's insane.
I'm like, you got to be
That's
kidding.
loan
30,
sharking.
30, 39. You
Yeah,
can get a payday
it's
loan
legal loan
cheaper than
sharking.
that.
Yeah.
Take a look at who's got investments in all these credit card companies.
Oh, yeah.
I use a firm.
Probably about a third of
Cheaper
them
than
are
all
probably
of them.
sitting in Capitol Hill down there.
DM Foley says rent a 1-bedroom apartment in this area, and it's average $1,800 a month. Young people today are working 2 or 3 jobs and still can't afford to buy a house or live out on their own.
Right.
No, if they got to have a car to drive,
You got to exactly. I was just going to say that
go
with a
to
car
work,
payment, they're
car
stretched,
payment, and
stretched right out there.
I don't even know if that includes utilities when you're paying your $1,800 a month
probably
or
not.
whatever. So it's like,
That'll include water.
I know of one place where it's a 2-bedroom and it's a small 2-bedroom, and we're talking a 3rd floor, and this is over those apartments by the school or by the highway,
Oak Tree.
the Oak Tree,
Oak Tree, yeah.
right? So, those the one I'm speaking to comes with heat and hot water, not electricity. And they also have to, if you want to have a pet, you have to, this right here, folks, can be a scam. $50 a month per pet. So are you going to tell me that little kitty cat's going to cost you $600 a year in damage?
I know one place that charges a flat fee of $250, and if there's no damage at the end when you
Get it
move out,
back.
they'll get it back. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're never going to get your money back.
No.
So, but I'm telling you, that
$50 a
is
month.
$50 a month.
So I don't know if it's because of the damage or it's going to be because, I don't know, if you go into a place that doesn't have pets, then you got dogs and you got cats. So there's going to be an odor there. So they got to deodorize the place. That's going to be a cost, right? And especially if you have carpets.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's going to be in the carpets.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I don't think they don't have carpets in this apartment, but it's $1,600 a month.
Yeah.
All right. So,
That's ridiculous.
and they got to pay electric and they got to pay internet,
Yeah.
and everything. And they have to have the internet company that this complex has chosen. You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You have, because it's already pre-wired for them. Talk about that's a monopoly right there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So they're paying probably $2,000 a month.
Laura
At least.
says, yeah, on the 3rd floor. I mean, to me, so either I'm out of touch and you're out of touch and you're out of touch, we're all out of touch.
Oh, we're all old and we're all out of
No,
touch.
but
We don't
what
know.
I'm saying
You don't know,
is, like,
man. You just don't know.
You don't know, bro. You have no idea, bro. Bro. I think back to my first apartment, it was $275 a month.
300
Yeah.
Yeah.
included everything.
Mine included heat, hot water. I had to pay the electric and cable, but $275 a month. Yeah.
And even then, it probably seemed like a lot.
Hey,
right?
listen, I was only making.
Look at him smile. It's like those were the days.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, I laugh about my parents talking about when they paid $40 a month for rent
Yeah.
when they first got married, and a loaf of bread was a dime. And
My parents' first mortgage was $325.
I remember my mother writing a mortgage check for it was in $90-something.
Yeah, I remember my dad bought a new truck in the late 70s, and he said, my car payment's as much as my mortgage.
Yeah.
Because he bought the house in 64.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
So
my
it was
parents
like,
bought in 65. Yeah.
and it was ridiculous. You know, they now, I said, I never thought I'd see the day. Of course, it was only like a 3-4 year loan for the truck.
Yeah, there was no
But still,
7-year stuff at that time.
You know,
right?
he was looking, you know, but he was sitting there saying, I'm paying as much for my truck a month as I am for my house.
All right, let's see. Over on Griswold News and Notes.
But the economy's doing good, Wayne. It's doing good.
Yeah.
Somebody's doing good.
Yeah, I know, right?
Is it you?
Not me.
Is it Mike?
No, I was just going to say, I got an interesting thing. And maybe you can help me why the bank did something. But all right, so Cindy over on Griswold News and Notes says they may want to look into that. Pet rent is no longer legal in many states. So, and it's not I don't think it's a security deposit every month.
It's a fee.
It's a fee.
For what? Just like a lot of these other hidden
Because
fees.
they can make money at it.
Well, that's what a lot of these
the
places
thing.
do. There's hidden fees everywhere. You look at your bill and how it's itemized. It's like, what's that? What's that? And what's that?
You know, I know somebody that manages an apartment complex in Norwich. There's probably
Well, this is exactly what Cindy does.
there's probably 200 apartments in that place. I have lunch with her sister usually on Wednesdays.
Yep.
I'll ask her and her mother. Her mother used to work for her, so they would probably know. I'll ask about that. I'll let you know.
Gotcha. It's interesting.
I know that's the place that charged $250, and if there was nothing wrong, they would give it back to you. But you also had to have your carpets cleaned and show the receipt,
And that's fair.
the whole 9 yards. When you moved out, there was certain things that you had to do. But you know, they run a very good place over there, and that's how they do it. But
Laura says someone posted a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 600 square foot in Woodstock for $18.50 a
in
month.
Woodstock,
In
you kidding
Woodstock, yeah.
me? Whew.
I mean, that's Woodstock, you know.
You think Griswold is rural, right?
Quiet corner.
You get to go work at the general
Really
store.
quiet.
Where do you live? I live in Pomfret.
Mm.
Pomfret. My kids go to the Pomfret school
Yeah.
as day students. They hobnob with the rich and famous.
Yeah.
They went to the rectory school first because we're multimillionaires.
That's right.
That's why we
They're
live
the
in-
ones that are living off the stock market.
We live in Pomfret.
When the bubble pops.
Do you think we're heading? Do you think we're heading for a big depression?
Nah, I don't think
I
so.
don't know about depression, but maybe another deep recession. Maybe. I mean,
Or
we're
an
spending.
economic collapse?
We've been spending so much money since the mortgage crisis in 2007 and 8. You know, just to cover for that. I mean,
Why don't we just say
it's just ridiculous.
to the national deficit? Screw you.
We're not paying it off. Just like the $600,000 in town last year. Screw you. We're not paying that
We're
off.
paying more
This
supposedly
time-
in interest than anything.
This, you know, that umpteen $1 trillion that we owe. Who do we owe? Who
Write
do
it
we
off.
owe it
Just
to?
write it off.
Just
So
write it
that
off.
tells
yeah.
you who's
You know-
really in control.
You're never going to get it. Write it off.
Yeah, I don't know. Go to one of those credit companies that can, get you a discount or whatever like that.
You know, maybe George Soros has more.
George Soros is an anti-American, and he's pumping all his money into all this stuff. He's a cancer. It needs to go away.
All right. Cindy also posts. Let's see here. Let's write this. I've seen incredible damage done by pets. Well, sure. everywhere I've worked charged a deposit and it was returned as long as there was no damage.
Sure.
Now what if one of those places were maybe damaged by rats and it had nothing to do with you? I mean, I don't know how much damage.
I'm paying $1,800 a month. I hope there's no rats around there.
No, you see what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know.
You know, do you get penalized for something like that? So anyway, that was Cindy commenting on our page, Griswold News and Notes. So there you go.
Rats, cockroaches, bed bugs, all kinds of things you got to deal with today.
Well, I'll tell you, we've had a few calls in the fire department, and they give you a heads up that there's bed bugs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's like they don't go in.
Yeah.
So I have a weird situation I want to mention to you guys to see if you guys have ever heard of anything like this that was really, really as crazy as this. It happened to Melissa and I yesterday, as a matter of fact. And you ever heard of a bank just saying, here's your money back for no reason?
Bank?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that in a second. We'll be back in a minute right here on SNSN and find out why we got our money back for no reason.
Money back from...
Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
The Burns Agency is a full-service organization with insurance products ranging from business owner policy needs to personal insurance like home, auto, and umbrella. Some companies can make that a one-stop shop. That's why we value partnering with insurance companies like Arbella Insurance. Like us, they offer a range of insurance coverage for our valued clients. Having your most valuable assets covered by a single insurance carrier, serviced by a local agent, is priceless. The Burns Agency proudly partners with Arbella to bring you insurance coverage at competitive pricing. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy.
Dentist. In a word, yes. Especially if that dentist is Dr. Katzoff and the staff at Griswold Dental Associates. They follow all the latest safety protocols while doing what they do best, taking care of you. From preventive to restorative, your dental care couldn't be in better hands. To schedule your appointment, call Griswold Dental Associates today, 860-376-2626. That's 860-376-2626.
Family Motors has arrived. Your local auto super center. Put some excitement in and rent a Polaris Slingshot from Strain Family Motors, adjacent to the Green Onion Restaurant on River Road. Check out Strain Family Motors Super Center on Facebook as well as strainfamilymotors.com for everything sales, service, and excitement. River Road, Lisbon, Strain Family Motors, your local auto super center.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
City Savings Bank's commitment to helping local businesses fuel growth was recognized by the Small Business Administration and readers of the Commercial Record. We invite you to put our winning commercial lending team to work for your business. Because when local businesses succeed, we all win. To learn more, visit jcsbank.com. Jewett City Savings Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
All right, welcome back to the show. We kind of teased a second ago that the bank just kind of gave us our money back, for no apparent reason on something. But first, we want to go ahead and we want to say thank you to some other sponsors that we have of our sports programming. A matter of fact, we'll be at Dodge Stadium tonight. It is the Futures League All-Star Game. And if you ever thought if you're a baseball fan, you really, and I'm not saying this because we stream the games. I'm saying this because, I was talking to the GM last night, and I said to him right out, I said, look, since you guys weren't, affiliated with, any kind of a Major League Baseball team, I'm like, how good could this be? And I really kind of stopped coming. And I told him, I said, I've really fallen in love with this stadium all over again. It's a wonderful place to be. It's open air. It's baseball.
Mm-hmm.
The games are fun. We saw a no-hitter the other night.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I mean, it was matter, and it was a little bit of history for Norwich because it was the first no-hitter ever at Dodge Stadium. So it was phenomenal, and it's so much fun. And tonight's the All-Star game. Last night was the Home Run Derby, which was so much fun. My God, I'm walking around with a rig, trying to get shots and stuff like that on players. My arm hurts today, but it was a blast. It was well worth it. Tickets are cheap.
Yeah,
they always have something going on for the kids, and it's one of those family fun places that it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg.
They still do random fireworks up there? Or?
They do.
Do they really?
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be every Friday night, but I'm sure they don't do that.
No, they I mean, they're close. I mean, they're doing it almost every week in the summer, to be honest with you. There's another one. There's a fan appreciation night coming up where they're going to have a big show. So last night they had Nick Bossy.
Okay, yep.
Who's he? I say that because every time I try to get Nick Bossy on the show, I get big timed. It's like, all right, I'm done trying with you. And I walked right by him. He doesn't know who I am, so I just walked right by him, just kept going. But I feel bad because I tried for 2 years in a row to get him on the show because it was part of a promotion that I was. Yeah,
Well, hopefully
couldn't do it virtually, couldn't do it in person. It's like, all right, buddy, that's it.
Hopefully the weather cooperates tonight.
Yeah, it's 40% chance.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I was just looking at it too, and it didn't look bad.
So it's spotty showers, 50%, 40%.
Last night was supposed to be during the game was supposed to be 74% showers, and it was fine.
It didn't happen till later.
Yes, that is correct. So, all right. So our other sponsors that we have here at SNSN, of course, Capital Property Group LLC. On Facebook, look them up. Anything to do with real estate, whether it's property management, you have a condo association, and you need a great management group, or if you're buying and selling a home, or just about anything, Capital Property Group LLC. Find them on Facebook. As you can, P7 Construction, remodels, roofs, new construction, P7 Construction LLC, also on Facebook. And then, of course, there's the Wicked Witch of the West, and could be an X. I don't know which one we're not going to talk about. No, it's not. I just like the picture. I think it's
just fill in the blank.
I just
works for anybody.
I think Margaret Hamilton was perfect for that role. She was amazing. So, and of course, I got to throw mine in there. TNT Tumblers and Tees, and hold on, because they got that up there. There you go. That's a custom that we did for Wayne and his granddaughters. So we can do that on a shirt, coffee cup, tumbler, whatever you want. If you need stuff for your own company, some stuff you're handing out, we have great ideas, and we can help you with that. We'd love to help you with that. Just DM me, and I'll do whatever I can to help you out. All right. So what in the world happened with my bank? So Sunday.
What bank are we talking about? Can you mention that?
Yeah. And I will, because it had nothing to do with the bank.
Oh, okay.
So, because they were just the administrator. We have an account with Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank, which is just a bill pay account. We put money in there just to pay the bills, and everything is, paid automatically because we don't send checks anymore. So we pay our mortgage. It's set automatic for the same day every month. The third Tuesday of every month. Or every week, I should say.
Third Tuesday of every week.
There you go. I was waiting for somebody to.
That one, yeah, I had to think about that.
Where's
one.
my glasses?
Wayne Malin for first selectman. I know what the third Tuesday of every week is. It doesn't work.
Can I giggle too when I say that?
Sure. So Kamala Malin, thank you.
Now I'm getting mad.
So Melissa is just kind of cruising, the accounts, and she's looking at Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank and goes, whoa, there's a lot more money in there should be. So she goes to the detail and she goes, hey, our mortgage company gave us our money back. What? So we always pay we pay an even amount, and we always pay more.
Oh, so it caught up.
No,
It goes toward the principal, right?
Yeah. So anyway, I'm like, well, how does that happen? So the first thing I did is I went down to Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank, and the teller, customer service representative, whatever they're called now, very nice, and looked it up, did everything they could, looked at every system that they had, and they said, oh, it didn't come from us. And I understand that it really is just, they're just the administrator,
right.
Of the payment, in and out. So I didn't think it had anything to do with them, but I wanted to see if they had any notes or something, on the back end to say why this happened. Yeah. So I had to call the mortgage company. So our mortgage was bought, was packaged, sent to another company. Now we have another mortgage company. That happens over and over again. So I don't like this mortgage company. I found out yesterday. It was awful to try to get a person. It was absolutely awful.
Customer service was below average.
It was, well, you know what? See, it was below average, but not because of the representative themselves. It was because of the way their system is to keep you away
from talking to somebody. Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of them do it.
Really? Well, you know what it is? Like, even when I was working at Verizon years ago, they were saying that every call to a call center costs the call center $45 and cents, whatever, and it keeps going up. And I'm like, no, how's that? But then they put all the variables. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's a legit number. So I finally get a rep, and I said, yeah, well, your mortgage is late. You now owe $3,368. And I'm like, no. They said, well, what do you mean? And I said, we paid it. I said, it cleared. And I even got the statement saying thanks via email. Your payment has been made.
We received your payment. Yeah.
You can view your statement on blah, 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 blah. Oh. Well, what happened? I said, I don't know. I'm calling you to find out. And I said, and we looked on Sunday, Friday, y'all reversed the payment. So it's like, now we gave it to you and you sent it back. So I said, the house must be free. I said, thank you.
You had a free month. Thank you.
And then the lady, who was very nice, she said, no, I don't think that's really how it works. And I'm like, no, you're probably right. So she had zero information. It's funny because there's no late fee. There's no nothing. And they even have a pay. They saw the money going back. I'm like, wait a minute. So you're going to tell me I'm late, even though you saw the payment was made, and then you gave it back to us? Yeah. They had no idea. None. Wow. No explanation at all. So I remade Melissa called and remade the payment, stuff like that. And so hopefully,
it'll get posted and stay there.
Yes. Yeah. So the only thing I could think is that maybe this bank only accepts payments that are the exact amount, and that if you want to pay extra, you can do that separately. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but you can
would that even be a thing?
Set that up anyway.
All right, I think we have one more comment in the group, also from Cindy, and it says this is going back to the rental situation again. because we have such a great economy. I've had residents with pristine apartments, and I've had some that were absolutely disgusting to the point I called the health department and the fire marshal myself. So, yeah, I mean, there's going to be the ups and there's going to be the downs. And I personally, you guys tell me what you think, but I believe, I think a pet deposit is fair because pets do cause damage. But I think a pet rental fee,
No, that's wrong.
I don't think that is correct. So if somebody lives there 2 years and they're paying $50,
$1,200.
$1,200 they're paying, and that's per.
Yeah.
And you don't get it back.
You didn't get the cat joke, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Per.
Okay.
Yeah.
Woof. It could be rough too, right?
Yeah. It's rough, man.
Yeah.
Rough. Take a bite out of
That extra $50 is rough.
So now let's say you have a dog and a cat. You can do that. Now you're talking $2,400 over 2 years.
That you don't
That's
get back.
per pet?
Huh?
You said per pet?
Yes, sir.
Well, 50 per pet.
Holy crap. How about
a goldfish?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Oh, you got 10 cats. Holy moly.
Yeah. Paul Lash never better not move there.
No.
So what is this about Paul Lash, first of all, before we end the show here? What the hell was up with Paul Lash bitching yesterday? Well, nobody brought coffee.
Oh.
Yet, when you say you want a coffee, no, I'm okay. I had one at home.
I don't know.
I don't want a coffee. I'm good.
I don't know. I didn't get to talk to him about the car show, but how did his car do on Sunday? Did he ever tell you how his car did?
No.
Did he win
What's
anything? His cars?
The one at the VFW?
Yeah, he was bitching about that, too. I didn't like being where I was. They put me next to this.
I heard some of that.
This rag topper, this Ratmobile or something. I'm Paul Effin Lash. Do you know who I am? I'm on public health and safety. I mean, I'm the chairman. Why didn't you bring me coffee, even though I'll complain and say I didn't want it to begin with?
Yeah.
It's funny. Every time Wayne brings coffee, he's got no problem taking it.
No.
Paul's funny.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Didn't want to go.
Paul
to
doesn't really sound.
Want to go to
Paul
lunch.
doesn't sound that bad.
Didn't want to
little exaggeration.
Didn't want to go to lunch at first yesterday, but all right, we'll go.
No, Paul knows. He knows that I absolutely respect him and love him dearly. Just because he's like a father figure to me as well. He's done so much really, like after the show, and just talked to me about things. He's talked me off a ledge many times.
He's a good guy.
He's a very good guy. I appreciate everything Paul Lash is. And DM Foley says, sorry, Paul. I didn't stop to get you a coffee yesterday. Oh, man. Don, was he pissed? I didn't Don give you a coffee. Don't you know who I am? Paul Effin Lash.
Yeah. Well, all we heard what did you hear last week, Rich? All we heard last week is no more Dunkin'.
Yeah.
We're going to have Dean's Corner Coffee now.
We are.
Right.
Dean is going to be supplying our coffee in the morning. Because and I'll tell you why. Because Dunkin', okay, and Laura, maybe you can help us out with this. I don't know. You will bring coffee from Dunkin', and Dunkin', they don't support us one bit. So it's like, why?
Free advertisement.
Why
right
the
here.
hell do I need to do that anymore?
And you're advertising for them right now.
Right. So it's like you
So
get a
I
hold of the group, and it's like yeah.
So I compromised. I poured mine
Yeah.
into this tumbler,
Yep.
which you're able to sell a little bit, right?
Well, they're
On
wonderful
the show.
tumblers.
Yeah, they are. They keep your coffee nice and warm and your cold drinks nice and cool.
Actually, if you put ice in that sucker, you'll have ice tomorrow too.
Oh, yeah.
So the only thing I want to put out is just to remind people, because I probably won't be able to talk about it on Thursday because I think the psychics are showing up. Let me see.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah, they're going to be
all
here.
right. Good. Woo, thank you, Wayne. Thank you for that.
Thursday night, 6:00 at the Senior Center. Got the Heritage River informational meeting.
Yep, it's a comedy show.
Yeah.
Could be.
It's a comedy show.
Hopefully there's more information than the last informational
Hosted
meeting.
by Tom Giard.
Yeah,
He'll be
so-
your host. He'll start off with some jokes. Let me tell you something right here. Once in this place, there was this place called Heritage Village. They were going to come in, and guess what? They didn't.
So now you see it, now you don't. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. There's going to be a lot of people there. I already know some people got a lot of questions lined up to ask. I heard it was only scheduled for an hour. Now, the last time we had this meeting, it was like an hour long. As soon as the bell tolled one.
I'll ask him right now. I am going to go there and ask him. So, do y'all have any money or are you busted?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask that question.
Yeah.
I'm going to say
at the 1 hour mark last time, God, they were crawling to get out of. They couldn't get out of there quick enough last time. Hopefully, they're willing to spend more time than an hour because I'm sure there will be plenty of very good questions to be asked that deserve answers.
Right.
And I think actually, as sarcastic and arrogant as I just made that one sound, it's true. I want to know, do you have any money to build this project that you've been holding that land hostage for 9 years plus?
At a Zoom meeting with the first selectman and the second and third selectman, that question got asked, and the answer was no. So just to give you a heads up to see what happens, you ask it. I'll be sitting there waiting.
Look, a lot of times I don't ask a question, unless I know the answer, and that's one of them.
Yep.
Because if they did have any money, there'd been shovels in the ground years ago.
Of course.
So anyway, Paul, where is he?
Paul, where's Paul?
Where's Paul?
Where's Paul? Where's Paul?
He's not here to get coffee. That's where Paul is.
That's the next thing he's going to come in and say, well, if Wayne's not coming, I guess I'm not getting coffee, am I?
No, that's it. No more coffee. Oh, Paul is on the chat right now.
Oh,
yes.
Caught red-handed. Uh-oh.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, well, you know what? I wonder, Paul, before I post your comment, did you hear the nice thing I said about you?
the one nice thing,
But it was
against the 20 bad things.
It was not. It was a glaring nice post.
Well, you know what they say, right? One horse shit wipes out 100 attaboys.
Yeah, well, whatever. Hold on. Let me post this in, then we'll end the show on this note right here. DM Foley goes, maybe he had a dentist appointment. No, Paul just says payback is going to be a bitch.
You just wait.
I know, I'm done for. I got a few days to wait because I won't see him till Friday.
Yeah,
so
you just wait.
Wayne, thank you very much for coming on in.
Oh,
yeah. So Kamala Malin, thank you. And thank you very much, Mr. Canova. The new king of Grizzled Now.
Mm.
The heir apparent of Grizzled Now. Rich Canova.
Like the redheaded stepchild, actually.
Yeah,
but
well, you know what's going to happen is that there's going to be you're going to have no more quorum when Phil Flowers moves. Then what?
Fair game.
Bum, bum, bum.
Fair game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. But thank you for being a part of here. And Grizzled Now, quit taking this stuff. Quit being uptight about it.
It's a joke. It's all a joke.
Jokes. If you can't deal with it, then
yeah,
listen to the legal.
Yeah.
Get medicated.
Get medicated.